So let's answer this situation question that everybody wants to know. Are we going to address offensive linemen early? That's something we need to know about. So I think realistically, the only offensive lineman that I see worthy at number 11 or maybe worth moving up is Amon Mimbu. Will Campbell, if he slides, okay, I'm cool with it, that would be fine, but I think he's going to be gone. Realistically, you're only going to be stuck with Calvin Banks. Calvin Banks, to me, if you need somebody to step in at right guard right now, he can do that. But he's not going to start at tackle. I think in a couple years, he probably would take Trent Williams' spot, or maybe with Colt McKivitz entering a contract year, you would want to see Banks move to that side the following year at least, and that would probably be a good situation to have. But I think realistically, we're just looking for a swing tackle. I don't think we're looking for a guy to start at that spot. I could be wrong. But here's where it lines up for us to get an offensive lineman. Um, if you trade down, maybe you'll get Tyler Booker, who can play the right guard spot because right guard is a need. Ben Barge is here for 1 year. You have Spencer Burford entering a contract year. So you do want to solidify that right guard spot long term. So maybe getting a guy like Tyler Booker would probably be the wise choice. But then here's another tackle. This one's just a risky one, man. Josh Simmons. I don't care how good the guy is, bro. If you have a bad D, bro, that's not something you can take chances on, bro. Like, what happens if he doesn't pan out? What happens if he can't play through the pain? Because that injury is no joke, bro. It could be career ending for these guys. But realistically, bro, there isn't quite the option, Like, first round, I would just say maybe Calvin Banks if he slides, but even though I don't know if he'd be worth that spot. Maybe trading down would probably be the wise choice, but then you go into the second round and you're looking for guys like maybe Donovan Jackson, but it wouldn't be a shocker if he gets drafted in the late first round because I think his versatility is going to be too good to pass. So if the Niners really want to invest the offensive line, it might have to come down to trading up in the late first round to maybe get a guy like Donovan Jackson, which I'm cool with. If you want to protect your asset and protect Brock Purdy, who's going to be a 50 plus $1 million quarterback, bro, you're going to have to invest your asset on that, bro. And he's going to need that, bro, because I don't care how talented this team is, bro. We've seen teams with bad offensive linemen and they don't even win Super Bowls like that, bro. You saw it with Cincinnati, right? Joe Burrow had all the weapons. But when it came down to the final quarter of the game, the Rams won because they got to Joe Burrow. You saw it with the Chiefs, bro. It doesn't matter how good your offensive line is, bro. Bro, the Eagles' defensive line decimated these guys. So it comes down to the trenches. But I feel like offensive lineman just doesn't get much value, bro. The way how Philadelphia Eagles approaches the offensive line, bro, they get dogs. They get guys who just not somebody to mess with. They're the type of guys that play at the highest level. Outside of Trent Williams, you only have Dominic Pooney. The center, Jake Brendel, is just not good, bro. I'm not a hater. I'm just speaking legitimate facts, bro. Like, what is so good about Jake Brendel? Nothing, bro. He just he just happens to be a part of the system because of what Chris Forrester brought him in for, bro. He's been cut so many times, and it's not taking a knock on him. I mean, it's cool that he's got into a lucky situation, but at the end of the day, bro, is he making us any better as a football team? No, he's not. I feel like we need to upgrade that position, but they just keep ignoring it. They keep pretending that he's not the problem when he is. Colt McKivitz, let's be honest. He's more of a backup, but he's played okay. He's played very okay. I wouldn't say he's a starter material, but he's entering a contract year. Is he going to be gone next year? That's going to be something we're going to find out soon. I'm hoping we tend to move on with that guy because I think we can do better at tackle. Or maybe, hopefully, maybe move him to the other guard spot and maybe just get a tackle in the draft. But we'll see. There's some good options. You don't have to go as early for this tackle. I think you can get one in the third round or maybe fourth round or something. You can find yourself a guy that can step in. But I think we're going to look for a swing tackle. So a swing tackle will be somebody we could develop nicely, But it is concerning if you don't have any good offensive line depth or any guys that can step in and play at a very high level. You never know how these injuries will play out, man. What happens with Trent Williams? What happens if he doesn't play like the same way as he used to be? Are we gonna find a way to address that, or are we just gonna keep ignoring it? So we'll have to know about it down the road, you know. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? So